Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon Perna, and the Dallas Cowboys defensive player Randy Gregory has been banished from the NFL for an entire year for smoking weed, i.e. violating the NFL's substance abuse policy, which is a weird way to word that, don't you think? Substance abuse. Smoking weed is the abuse of a substance. Even though in my state of Colorado, the only thing that gets abused by weed users are Taco Bell bathrooms. I could smoke weed every day and it would not be considered dangerous to my health or to the health of others. So using the phrase substance abuse with weed seems crazy to me. The other thing that seems crazy is that I can smoke this bowl of marijuana weed drug right here. Smoke this legally without any repercussions except for the way I talk, and it cost me nothing. Well, except the $20 I spent on the weed. A very similar incident cost Randy Gregory over $1 million. Gregory will lose $1 million in salary for 2017, and he sure as hell didn't make all of his $365,000 from this season with his 14-game suspensions. This episode is sponsored by CWHemp.com. Go there now to get your Charlotte's Web hemp oil. Use the promo code That's Good for 10% off your order. And if this video doesn't convince you to use some Charlotte's Web hemp oil, I don't know what the hell will. You can use it to relax, feel good, get your Colorado wellness in a bottle. And another thing, Randy Gregory should be able to smoke weed for whatever reason he wants. Doesn't even matter if it's medically related. I can smoke weed. He should be able to smoke it too. His girlfriend on Twitter said he's a really nice guy, and I believe her, because most people who smoke weed are pretty fucking chill. And if anything, if you're pretty fucking chill, I think it's harder to play in the NFL where you've got to be a little bit crazy to go out there and try to kill other people with your body every week. We're learning so much more about the medical benefits of marijuana, and yet there needs to be a lot more research done on its medical properties. Only a small percentage of studies of marijuana go to medical research. But the more we learn about it, the more it seems like it's a vitamin. A vitamin that when you take it, makes you feel really good. Really good. Now, a lot of people are thinking, what a fucking idiot. Just don't smoke weed. I understand that. I could go forever without smoking weed for millions of dollars. Ian Rappaport today on the NFL Network gave the cliche bullshit answer saying, I just hope Gregory uses this time to get the help he needs. There's one problem with that. Smoking weed isn't a fucking problem. People who smoke weed don't need to get help because some people get fucking help from weed. And it's disgusting that people keep labeling marijuana users as addicts or people that have a problem.
Marijuana, the burning weed with its roots in hell.
A real problem is falling asleep behind the wheel of your running car at a fucking intersection. That's former Cardinals wide receiver Michael Floyd, drunk off his ass, driving, endangering people's lives. But guess who gets to play in the playoffs for the Patriots? Michael Floyd and his blood alcohol level of 0.217. Randy Gregory, you don't get to play in the fucking playoffs, and you don't get to play for all of 2017 because you smoked weed. Fuck weed, right? Fuck weed that may in fact help Randy Gregory get through the day. Which is worse, a 0.217 blood alcohol content level, which is more than twice the legal limit, which is without question extremely dangerous to be that drunk, or using marijuana for whatever reason you can imagine. And if you use marijuana, you're going to be able to imagine a whole bunch of shit. According to the National Football League, Randy Gregory needs help. He needs to quit using a substance that isn't bad for him, go to rehab, see a therapist maybe, and probably take some pills that could be way more harmful to him, and then come back and beg the commissioner to let him back in the league. where he can go ahead and use some more legal drugs, painkillers to keep him feeling right. God forbid an NFL player smoke a little fucking weed. 28 states now have legal medical marijuana. Even Arkansas has legal medical marijuana, a state so backwards it has a silent S at the end of its name. 8 states now allow recreational use of weed. Look at this map right here where you can see the bright green states. You can have recreational weed. And then observe all the green states and all the gray states. Sorta resembles the election map, doesn't it? Those gray/red states. You can still go to jail in the gray states for marijuana possession. I know that if you're employed by the NFL, you're not allowed to smoke weed, except in the off season or when directed by your agent as an acceptable time frame to light up. I get that in some professions, you should not be allowed to come to work high. I wouldn't want my pilot to be high. Unless it was Denzel Washington from the movie Flight, then I'd want him to be fucked up. But when the physical tolls of your job, like playing in the NFL, could be benefited by weed or from something like Charlotte's Web hemp oil, proud sponsor of this channel, then in what fucking universe does it make any fucking sense to ban a young man from the game, steal $1 million from his pocket because he smokes weed? The answer is in no universe does that make any sense. None, no universes. Why does the NFL continue to not care about legitimate scientific information? And why the fuck hasn't Doritos, a major NFL sponsor, advocated for allowing players to use marijuana? Doritos are like affordable little slices of caviar for potheads. Marijuana is currently being studied for a litany of medical uses, and there's evidence it helps with glaucoma, seizures, preventing cancer from spreading, decreasing anxiety, which may be why Gregory uses it, slowing the progression of Alzheimer's disease, easing the pain of MS, muscle spasms, inflammatory bowel diseases, which oddly enough is probably caused by Taco Bell, the favorite stoner Epicurean experience, pain from arthritis, and most importantly, and to be very redundant, this is important, marijuana might help protect the brain from concussions. Most importantly, and to be very redundant, this is important, marijuana might help protect the brain from concussions.
Marijuana might help protect the brain from concussions.
In a study published by the journal Cerebral Cortex, it showed that in mice, marijuana lessened the bruising of the brain. And that was published in 2014. This isn't new. Marijuana helped reduce inflammation, and the CBDs from the plant act as a neuroprotectant for the brain. So like a fucking condom for your brain, but the NFL is like, hey, we don't care if your brain gets herpes, you're getting fucked by us without a condom, and you're going to thank us for it. There is evidence the hemp oil, which I use with the CBDs in it, can protect against concussions. That's another reason I use Charlotte's Web. I have a tendency to bang my head against the wall every time the NFL does something that doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. This oil, Charlotte's Web, has less than 0.3% THC in it, so it will not, cannot get me high, and really only offers me positive benefits when I take it. The NFL should be all over allowing players to use this, especially if there's evidence it can help with head trauma. At the very least, the NFL should be putting some fucking money behind researching the health benefits of THC and CBDs. Those aren't just initials I made up, they're real things. Here's the kicker. There's also evidence that THC too can help with head trauma. So not only should the NFL players be allowed to use a healthy supplement like Charlotte's Web, but they should be able to smoke as much fucking weed as they want. After hiding the effects of brain damage from players for years, it's the least they can do. Okay, we'll finally admit concussions are very bad for you and do cause CTE with significant long-term health issues, but you still can't use anything that comes from the marijuana plant because we said so. How can they not support this? How can a guy like Roger Goodell sleep at night after banishing a kid? He may look 35, but he's only 24, banishing a kid from the NFL and robbing him of over $1 million. How the fuck does this son of a bitch sleep at night? Oh right, on his $44 million a year salary. That cold hard cash makes a very nice firm bed for him to sleep on while he masturbates to pictures of his secret crush Tom Brady. To be fair to Goodell, he's really just a puppet for the NFL owners. He makes all that money so he can absorb the heat from guys like me. Here's how fucked up the National Football League is as an employer. Can players smoke weed or use hemp oil to possibly help prevent the serious effects from concussions? No. Can the NFL hide information about the effects of concussions from players for a really, really long time? Yes. Can Randy Gregory use marijuana to possibly help him with depression and/or anxiety or any issue really? No. Can Randy Gregory take antidepressants prescribed to him by a doctor that may have much more serious side effects on him mentally and physically than marijuana? Yes. So even though Randy Gregory isn't hurting anyone using marijuana, and it may in fact be helping him quite a bit, you classify him as a substance abuser? Yes. And Michael Floyd can play for the Patriots in the playoffs this season? Yes. Can players dunk on goalposts? No. Fuck you, NFL. Wait, back to the word abuse. How many games did you initially suspend Giants kicker Josh Brown for domestic violence? One game. Josh Brown beat his wife. NFL gives him an initial 1-game suspension until the severity of that situation was finally revealed by police records. But Randy Gregory can't even fucking play football in the playoffs or all of next season because the NFL refuses to acknowledge facts about a magical little plant. A plant I can smoke and grow in my own house. I'm so tired of making videos about this subject. I'm tired of people refusing to acknowledge that marijuana has extremely positive medical benefits for many people, and that people who use it shouldn't be lumped in with substance abusers. Unless, of course, the NFL has video evidence of Randy Gregory doing this. Even then, I'd say he should still be allowed to play. If anyone can handle that much weed and be athletic, they should be rewarded and studied by scientists. Snoop and Wiz Khalifa can have a smoke-off on stage and be celebrated by everyone for it. But fuck Randy Gregory and any other young man who gets caught smoking weed, a non-performance enhancing drug, in the NFL that can protect their goddamn brains for concussions. Fuck those guys, right? That's our official stance here at the NFL. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Make sure you subscribe here. And if you agree with me, please share this video. Share it on all the social outlets. It would be greatly appreciated. I think this is a message that needs to be spread. And as always, check out my friends at cwhemp.com. Promo code That's Good for 10% off of your order.